Hey YouTube, it's Adrian. Just before we get you to this video, do me a favor and head over to PageantLaunch.com. We are starting the world's first dedicated pageant review site, and I would love for you to join our launch team. All you need to do is put in your email address. It's completely free. We are looking to make a pageant industry that is safe, transparent, and fair. I know it's like that most of the time, but over the last year, it's become very evident that it's not like that all of the time. So head over to PageantLaunch.com, put in your email address, and let's get you to this. Hey everyone, it's Adrian from the Pageant Project. Hope you're doing well. I've got Danielle with me, Lauren, and our special guest is Imogen. Imogen, welcome back.
Hey, thank you for having me.
All right, so we're going to catch up with everyone. Guys, I have put a poll question in the live if you're watching, and the girl suggested I ask favorite dress designer. They're giving you the three options of Giovanni, Sherry Hill, and MacDougall. So if someone can actually vote so I can see if that actually works. The girls, I don't think can see it. But at the moment, no one's voted for anything. So, oh, there's a vote for Giovanni. Giovanni is 100%. Okay.
I think that was me.
Oh, was that you? Well, at least I know it works then. That's a good thing. Be really bad if someone from Sherry Hill or MacDougall watches and Giovanni gets 100%. But I'm going to get the girls to catch us up with what they've been up to since last we talked. So why don't, Imogen, we start with you. So after our interview, you handed over.
Yes.
I'm sure there were more than a few tears, as we've discussed. How does it feel now being on the other side and being, I hate the term, so forgive me, but being a has queen, how does it feel?
It's okay. Yeah, I feel fine. I am excited because obviously we've got so much coming up in terms of pageantry. So I'm getting everything booked, and I did say to myself that once I'd handed over, I'd have a little bit of a break and maybe not do so much traveling for at least a year, as in traveling up and down the country to do appearances and things. But
Holidays are fine.
Yeah, holidays are fine. But I've definitely booked myself out already quite a lot for next year just because I can't stay away.
You've booked yourself out for what, appearances?
I mean, not appearances because I don't have a title, just joining in.
Just social events.
Yeah, basically.
And what else have you been busy with since you, how long has it been since you handed over? I lose track of time. Has it been a month yet?
Not too bad. Yeah, a month. It is actually a month.
Wow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So, has queen, and now we can actually say you're 20, not 20 anymore, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm 20.
I've never met anyone your age who couldn't remember how old she was. You thought you were still 19.
I know, it's bad, isn't it? But yeah, no, I'm 20 for real now.
Does it feel any different being the ripe old age of 20?
Oh, I feel so much wiser.
Okay. Danielle, what about yourself? What have you been up to since last week?
The standard kind of working throughout the week, trying to earn some dollar. I told you for the old sick habit of pageantry, got to fund it. And then Saturday I had a chilled day. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, are you feeling okay?
I was like, what's wrong with me? Like, I've got nothing to do today. I can stay in bed. What? So yeah, that was nice. I got to have some me time. And then on Sunday, for my Sunday service, I drove down to West Sussex to visit the Brent Lodge Wildlife Hospital. I follow them on Instagram, and they did a post a few days ago, saying that they needed donations for food because they've just taken in 195 hedgehogs.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of hedgehogs. They also have a ton of other animals in there that are kind of recuperating. They had squirrels and chickens and geese and tons of other animals in there that obviously look like they've had a bit of a hard time, that are, resting up before they get released back into the wild. So I figured for my Sunday service, I'd go down there and donate some food down there. So that's kind of what I did. 5 hours in the car, there and back. And it was good fun. It was really nice. They were really appreciative of the food. And they said they had a lot of hedgehogs. And I was like, I know, this is why I'm here. The hedgehogs brought me here. I followed the road to the hedgehogs. And yeah, so that was that's my Sunday service for you, feeding hedgehogs.
You followed the road to the... I just had this idea that they were laid out like breadcrumbs all the way along. There's a hedgehog,
are,
isn't it?
leading you there.
I always get the image of Family Guy. Have you seen the one where he goes, "Oh, a piece of candy. Oh, a piece of candy." Anyone? No, just
I have seen Family Guy, but I stopped watching it after the first few seasons because it just got so weird. And it's obviously, it's not like The Simpsons where it's a little bit like PG. There'd just be things like he'd cut himself and there'd be blood everywhere and people would be shot. And I was like, oh my God, okay, I can't watch this. But,
it's just too much.
The hedgehogs are, I told Danielle, I keep getting mixed up between hedgehogs and porcupines. So hedgehogs are the small, I don't think we have hedgehogs here in Australia, but hedgehogs are what, like, they're like hand, the size of a hand?
Yeah, they're a little bit bigger than your hand maybe. They're kind of friendly as well.
They're cute, but they're spiky.
Cute. Yeah, cute and spiky. They're nocturnal as well, so they should sleep during the day. Some of them were awake while I was there, which was a bit alarming. They should have been sleeping.
They woke up just for you, Danielle.
They came to say hi. I was appreciative that they were awake for me, so I'm not complaining because I did want to see them.
Right. Okay. And I saw an Instagram post late last night, and I can't believe I didn't see it before. But is this still happening? You're running like a race or something for the Christie charity?
Yes, I signed up to the Santa Dash that's happening on the 1st of December. So in a couple of weeks' time, I've signed up there. So that I'm not sure how far the distance is that I've signed up to.
It's a marathon.
I mean, it says a dash. It doesn't.
Santa dash.
I'm guessing
a dash.
I'm guessing. It's probably like a 5K. I tried looking at seeing how, like, on the paperwork, it doesn't say how far it is.
I can't dash 5K. I could dash maybe 800 meters, but 5K, that's a jog. That's not a dash for me.
But I'm sure I'll find out on the day how far I'm actually running.
What is it called? The Santa Dash, is it?
Yeah.
Santa Dash for the Christie. And can you just tell people if they want... Oh, did you find out how long it is? 5K.
No. It literally popped up straight away. It was the last thing I was looking at. Yep. Santa Dash. Oh no, that was something else.
Yep, no, it says here 5K. I found it.
5K. Oh yeah, sweet.
You'll be jogging 5K.
If anyone wants to do that, 1st December, it's up in Manchester. I'll be there. I'm sure there'll be a ton of other Galaxy girls there because it is a Christie event. So for all the Galaxy girls that are fundraising for the Christie, get down there and help out and get dashing.
Perfect. But there's also a link to there's also a link to donate, isn't there? So you can. God.
There is, yes.
I can't deal with the dad jokes.
Get dashing. Easy for my own good.
Dashing. Oh my God.
Everyone that I see, I'm like, oh, you look rather dashing today.
And Lauren, I'm going to circle around to you, but just because I brought up a Google result here and it says Santa Dash, and then I'm assuming this is Santa Dash in Welsh, but can you tell us how to pronounce the following word? PENYFFORDDWMI.
Oh, wait, my mind can't take that. I have to see things if I want to pronounce them.
Is it like penif? Can you see this? Penif.
Oh.
Penaf.
No.
Penafdwi.
Oh. Penafforddmai. Is it?
I don't know. You tell me.
Penafforddmai.
That was a nice zoom in there, Lauren.
I'm like, because it's on my phone, I've got to like really go in.
Don't make her self-conscious. Okay. All right.
Everyone can see my face right closer.
I interviewed Gabriella Dukes, and she said that that place name in Welsh. That all I can remember it is.
Pwrt gwyn get go gelf gwyn droblith plantasilio go go go.
Oh, I need to learn that.
All I can remember
same.
is the last three syllables is go go go. That's all I can remember. Everything else is just like brain turns off. I can't. Anyway, and her Welsh accent, like we discussed this a bit on our interview. That's a strong, like it was a different world. People said I would struggle with Scottish. I found like with Olivia, who I think we have on next week, but Olivia was fine. I actually thought Gabriella's accent was about the same level as Olivia's in terms of being able to understand it, but I didn't think it was that difficult. They said you guys have a WhatsApp group, Lauren has a WhatsApp group, or someone has a WhatsApp group where they get all the Welsh girls to say things and they basically just laugh at them.
Yeah, I think we're all in it, aren't we?
Yeah.
It was the life debrief that was the Love Island debrief.
Oh gosh, jeez. Thank God I'm not in that one. But why is it like it was almond, raspberry, and Bath?
Because everyone says
everything differently.
But
like,
how do
Imogen, you say almond.
Almond.
I say almond. Almond.
Is Gabriella from South Wales?
Yes.
South Wales, yeah.
So Gabriella probably lives 40 minutes to an hour away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, your accent's so different.
Completely different.
So how does a Welshie say it? They say almond?
Gabriella's is like almond.
Yeah.
Well, okay, hang on. So her accent aside, yes, the Welsh, she's got a very lyrical voice. It almost sounds like she's singing even when she's speaking.
Singing.
And then raspberry. What's weird about raspberry? I mean, unless it's raspberry or raspberry.
Raspberry.
But raspberry, yeah. How do you guys say? No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't. She did not pronounce it like that. Maybe a Scot would pronounce it like that. We can ask Olivia next week. Raspberry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Olivia's accent. I just love listening back to it. Okay, all right. And because I quite
too. Sometimes I never understand what she says though.
Well, you can
stare at her while she's talking.
And I'm just there like
smile and nod.
Yeah.
that's literally
Smile
what
and wave,
Lauren
boys,
said.
smile
She
and
was
wave.
like, well, no, that's literally what Olivia said. She's like, most of the time, just smile and wave, smile and wave. I've started trying to imitate Olivia's accent because I love it so much. And the way, for example, that she says parents, she says parents, or I can't quite write parents.
Yeah.
And then
Appearance, that's got to be a hard one.
Appearance. And then I'm going to get in trouble for doing this. And then, I've been practicing it subconsciously. And then when she said her dogs were whimpering, they were making wee whimpering sounds. She's like, wee whimpering noises.
That was good.
They jump up on the couch and my parents like I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna get in trouble for this. But I've just become obsessed with the Scottish accent. Lauren, we haven't gotten that took a detour. I've written actually topics out, and I can assure you that Scottish accents or Welsh accents wasn't on it. Lauren, what have you been up to since last week?
So I've been working and shopping and packing and just a lot of things. Getting ready to go away.
When are you're flying out on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, so Wednesday evening, so I've got a nighttime flight, which will be easy, so I can just sleep the whole way.
Okay, that's good. You don't have an early morning flight or something like that.
No, I couldn't do an early morning flight, except for when I come home, I have got a 9:15 flight in the morning.
That's not too bad. I've
Not
taken
too bad.
early for that.
No, be okay.
How long are you over there for?
So I get back on the 1st of December, so I think it's just short of 10 days maybe, because you lose a day travelling, so...
Nice.
That's a good amount. What are you most looking forward to?
I think just seeing all my friends over there and just having a little bit of a break and a relax. And then I am actually shopping for materials for my gown and getting fittings. And also, speaking of Olivia previously, I am picking her material for her fashion wear because they're making out there too.
They want
All
to
in the trusted hands of me. I have told her what she's having, and that is what she's having. I sent her a video, and I was like, "That's what you're having. No saying this."
Danielle,
I
do
need
you
help
want
on my
to?
fashion wear.
Yeah,
No,
how's your?
sadly, we're making it.
Oh yeah, so I came up with this genius idea to buy a jumpsuit to save money instead of having something made. And then I showed you, Lauren, didn't I? I think you thought you thought it was hideous.
I think though I can see where it's going. I really can. But you know when it's like one of those things you need to see in person.
Yeah, and I was basically going to rhinestone the whole thing. So
I just say yes to everything because I'm that supportive.
I think you should do everything else. Everyone should do
Everyone
a Sunday
needs an Imogen in
service
their
and all
life.
come round to your house and just help you with
Put a
that
rhinestone.
costume.
and everyone come around with their rhinestone and a hot tool and just help me rhinestone.
Sunday service, please.
Yeah, come on,
Yes.
help sister out.
Can you imagine how cool that would be though? Literally, like if you've got all the Galaxy girls and each one of them did at least like one rhinestone, that would be a hell of a story.
It's going to need thousands on it, Adrian. I tell you.
Yeah.
Maybe
We'll
a little
get
bit less if I lose some weight, but it's going to need thousands of rhinestones.
Chop the arms off, please.
No, yeah.
So-
I think I'm going to
Get rid of some material.
I tried it on and I looked like a gymnast. So pray for me.
It'll be fine. It'll all come together, and then you can just relax.
Yeah.
Okay. On the subject of fashion, Kat, we can go back to it because I know Danielle was talking about. You were talking about your wardrobe in our interview, and I'm a bit worried that you still haven't got it together. But Kat Simpson has said she loves us all, but she was expecting a fashion show of potential new PJs here. How is this called Pageants and PJs, and not a single one of you is in pajamas? Well, Kat. Okay, so for myself, because it's summer here, I just go to sleep in a t-shirt. So this is.
Yeah.
I literally.
It's a.
I run in what do or do.
Do or do not. There's not. It's got Yoda on the back.
Oh, killed it.
To be honest, I don't actually wear pajamas, so
I'm wearing a furry set of Dumbo. Dumbo set. Yeah, I love it. And I have an Aristocats one. I want the Mickey Mouse one. I love pajamas.
I literally just run through the door from work and scrambled a laptop together to film. So, and I haven't even fed my cat. My poor cat is starving. So I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's a cat.
I'm not
it's
wearing
fine.
pajamas. I can go change if you really
priorities.
want. No, my poor cat is dying right now.
I think every week.
I can hear him scratching at the door as well, being like, "Feed me." Bad cat.
Someone phones the RSPCA now.
I know. Please don't.
She's just joking.
I did feed him a lot this morning just in case this did happen. He had a bowl of biscuits.
Okay. Hannah Golding has said, "Good luck for the gemming. It takes a while, but worth it."
Yeah, what I'm really scared about is the material's quite stretchy. So, you know, when you like
to ping off,
you rhinestoned the whole thing and then you go put it on and it all just puffs off.
So a way to avoid that is to actually rhinestone it when you are in it.
But it's hot. It's hot, no?
I can do that for you when I come over.
I've seen it happen before where someone has been lying in the outfit and has been gemstoning it as they're going along.
Oh,
but isn't it hot glue?
Well, it depends if you're using that just normal glue or the hot fix ones, because you can get normal ones that are just non-hot fix backs.
Yeah, but then the glue, like I don't trust myself with the glue.
So basically what has to happen is Danielle has to wear the jumpsuit, lie down in a bed, and everyone needs to come and rhinestone her while...
She's like, oh, this is such hard work, guys.
It's gonna be like decorating a corpse. You'll be lying there and everyone has to come along and put a rhinestone on you.
Hey, I talk other people know that I'm alive. I'll take the damn thing off and I'll be covered in little tiny burns all over where people have...
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, so, Danielle, do you have the rest of your wardrobe sorted for Galaxy yet?
No, and I just found out, so I got the measurements back from the dress that I was going to buy.
Mm-hmm.
turns out my booty's a little bit too big for it. So,
Oh, I didn't have that problem.
So if anyone wants to take a little
I
bit
actually
of,
do.
you can have it. Take it, because
Oh no, the one that you sent me.
that one, that beautiful, gorgeous, stunning dress.
I love that so
Turns
much.
out it's 5 inches too big for my derriere, or too small for my derriere. My derriere is 5 inches too big for it. So, yeah.
Back to the drawing board, eh?
Yeah, I really wanted it though.
Oh dear.
But
Well,
there is like a Duchess train on the back. So technically, if it did rip, no one would be able to see.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Like, technically, if it rips, no one's going to see what I'm wearing underneath it. So it's fine. I'll buy it.
I won't be spinning around in the thing, because if you did, everything would be on.
Oh dear.
But maybe I could like cut it to allow some extra in there, and then panel it with something in the back.
I mean, that's an idea. If they're not going to see it, they're never going to know.
this is never happening, okay? Why are we talking about this? It's not like she's ever going to actually do
I really
it.
want this dress. Like,
We're
and
just trying to find an excuse to buy the dress.
5
like,
inches
do it,
is
figure it
not
out later.
manageable. 5 inches, like even if it was in stretching material, it would be difficult. I mean, we're not talking about 5 millimeters. Yeah, that's like the.
How big's an inch?
2.5
Is it
centimeters. It'd be like the length of your hand at least. Too small.
basically.
Yeah.
My butt is that much.
yeah.
We all just did that.
We're all
because
looking at our hands.
you're
like,
all mimicking,
I
yeah.
really don't think you're going to.
What if someone like found me? I come out my swimwear, or what's it? What swimwear? Fashion wear? I can't remember what's first. Opening round, and then is it fashion wear, then swimwear?
Fashion
Fashion and swimwear. After my swimwear, I need someone to like bound my booty. You know, like they do with geisha's feet. I need that around my bum, and then maybe I might get in the dress. But how do I?
Are you planning on being
explain
able
the
to
dress on?
move? You won't be able
How
to
do I explain
move.
to- Buying a dress and there's a butt panel in the back, because I really need to be down.
But it can be
That
easily
sounds
removed.
convenient.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dear me.
So
Okay.
I really, really want the dress. So if anyone's got
I
any
think it would just be easier to get a butt reduction.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So.
I'm just going to blame my parents for giving me.
Well, there are a lot of girls who would die for a bigger booty. So I think either way, like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. It's like human nature to kind of want what we don't have. So you will find another dress. All will be fine. Just going to update you guys the vote on the favorite dress design. So you guys watching at home, you can vote. So at the moment, it's now 60% for Giovanni and 40% for McDougall, which my previous interviewee, Serena, will be happy because she works for McDougall. Sherry Hill has 0.
Oh,
So
how
none of
do I
you.
vote? What?
How do you vote? You go to the I don't actually know, I've never voted on one. Can I vote
here
on
we
it?
go.
No, I can't vote on it.
Suggesting
This is
a new
oh,
event.
there it is. Okay, I'm voting. I
What's it
voted.
called? Oh, no.
All right, 67% Giovanni, 33% McDougall,
Wow.
still 0% Sherry Hill.
Sorry,
Really?
Sherry.
Everyone talks about Sherry Hill. It was like, maybe because everyone talks about it, no one wants to vote for it. Hannah Golding has said put a bit of space between them. That must be about the rhinestones. Lauren's mum has said, I'm an expert, don't use hot stones. Okay. Hannah Golding has said fabric glue is great, also it's cold. And Hannah has also said add a train to cover it. I think this is what you, this is probably before you mentioned that it had a train. Add a train to cover it. I've had to cut a slit in my dress before for my butt. My 2017 Galaxy evening, actually.
Oh my god.
One to put a butt slit in a dress.
A butt slit. Oh,
I'm
God.
trying to think back now.
Well, if it would work, that means you get the dress you want. Except now everyone's going to know that there's a butt slit in it.
Everyone's going to be looking for the butt patch.
Everyone will be like, hey, Danielle, show us the butt slit. Be like, Joanna Johnson has said Giovanni are too short. Can't you just get a
Yeah,
longer
I
one?
like this Giovanni you've had.
Yeah, I can.
MacDougall
vouch
is
for
quite
that.
good for one.
I
But
don't need to get them taken up as much as I need to get everything else taken up.
Okay. And Anna Maria has said, Danielle, we need an MUGB 2014 dress moment. What does that mean?
2014.
Miss Universe GB dress moment.
Oh, I know. I think she's on about my black gown. I love that gown and I really want to wear it, but I just feel like it might get lost on that stage a little bit. It's a black gown and it's velvet,
Yeah.
so it absorbs all of the light. Sparkles.
I wore a black gown back in 2017, the year I won, and I regretted wearing a black gown now.
Yeah, and I love that gown. I'd love to wear it again, but I do feel like it may get it. Well, I mean, it won't get lost on that stage because it is a huge gown. It has a really long train, and it is stunning. It's my dream gown. It's my all-time favorite gown. But I'm not sure if it's very fitting for that stage.
Is that the one you said that I could wear?
Yeah, it would fit you.
Yeah.
Is the stage...
about my dresses.
Why will black dresses get lost? Is it because the Galaxy stage has a black background?
Yes. So the year I won, I wore a black gown and it looked amazing when I tried it on in the dress studio, but then when I wore it on stage I was a bit like, oh no. It didn't photograph as well as it looked in person because the photos just all got lost.
Yeah, I feel like it looks amazing in person. I love a black gown. I just love black gowns just in general, but on stage, I think on stage they still look great, but in pictures they don't really translate very well.
Hang on. So just bring you up to date. So Joanna has said they're always far too short for me. MacDougall is a perfect length for me. I'm assuming that you guys mean that when it fits somewhere else, it's too short because you could buy like a longer, like a bigger size or a smaller size. But Anna Maria has now said 2015. So does that make more sense? 2015 Miss Universe.
Oh, my blue gown. So I wore that last year.
Oh, yeah.
So I wore that gown this year in Galaxy already. I mean, I could crack it out again. But there's always it's the same competition, so I don't really want to rewear my entire wardrobe again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I'm already contemplating if this, DIY job on my fashion wear doesn't work out, then maybe I might have to wear my fashion wear from last year. And it's basically, I'm just redoing my entire outfits from last year. And I do want to add a little bit of a surprise. I love that blue gown. I was very fortunate enough to win the best in evening wear in that gown. So like, it's done me very well, but I would love to have something new. Pageant girl wanting new dresses.
Girl pageant problems. Hashtag first world problems. Lauren, Hannah has said it defo looked amazing in person.
Oh, thank you. I love that dress.
Oh, okay. So and Anna Maria has said, sorry, I meant the black. Can't remember which year it was at MUGB. So she... All right, so there we go. The black dress.
It's my all-time favourite dress. It's a Sherry Hill couture, and it was my dream dress, and I put it out to the universe that I really wanted it, and it just so happened that I got an alert. Oh, did I get an alert, or was I... It literally just been uploaded on a pageant resale site, and I messaged her within 5 minutes of it going up, and she actually had a higher bidder for the dress, a higher offer. She said, but seeing as you was the first one to message me, and because I bigged it up so like, I was like, oh my God, this is my dream dress. I've been looking for this for ages. And she was like, I'm going to sell it to you because I know it's going to go to a good home. So,
that's
she was so sweet. And yeah, she had, like we say, more money offered to her for the dress, and she ended up accepting my offer because I was first. So it was kind of like fate, really.
Yeah. Having said that, still no one has actually voted for Sherry Hill as their favorite dress designer. It's now 71% Giovanni, 29% MacDougall, and no love for the Sherry.
See, mine's Sherry Hill. I'd vote Sherry Hill. Sherry Hill couture.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sherry Hill couture, Sherry Hill custom.
Okay, let's move on because that was actually still going off the introduction. So that was a very long introduction. We better get to the other stuff before Lauren's phone dies. But Miss World is coming up very soon. So why don't you guys tell me how you're feeling about it? Do you have any favorites for it? I mean, obviously you probably have personal friends you're backing as well. I'll start with our guest, Imogen. So any thoughts on Miss World? Any fan favorites? Any favorites of yours?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm really excited for Gabriella. I think she's making a very big impact at the moment, which is amazing. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens. And it's great that it's in London as well. I think it's amazing that it's back here this year.
How many of you guys are actually going, given that it is in London?
Me, I'm going.
I can't go, but I can't say why.
Okay, all right. I'll leave it at that. I know when to leave well enough alone.
Like, why? What's going on?
Actually, I have a family event that I can't say too much about yet.
Okay. Imogen, are your eyelashes giving you grief?
Yes.
Oh.
You're going to start crying
again.
I was going to say, you're going to start crying.
I'm missing this world.
It wouldn't be Imogen if she doesn't start crying. All right. And Gabriella is doing super well. One of the things that came up in our interview is how many of those hot pick sites have actually listed her probably in the top 5. So she's a lot of people's fan favorite, which is good for her. Lauren, any feelings for World you're going? Any excitement? Any hot picks from you?
So I really, really like, obviously, Gabriella. She's doing so well, and she's very fitting to what they look for.
Yeah, I think so.
She's, like, obviously knowing Gabriella personally, she is just so down to earth and just so lovely. And I think the way the work that she's put in just shows, and that's why the fans are like moving more towards her. I also like England. England is going to do well. And I also like Puerto Rico. She's stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? India.
Yeah, India always sends a very strong candidate.
Yeah. I'm trying to think now. Obviously, Philippines always going to send strong candidates anyway.
That's kind of a top 5 for you already then.
Yeah, and Thailand as well. I think Thailand are doing really, really well and sending really, really strong girls this year.
Okay. Imogen, I'm assuming that's your mum, Louise. She's just written no.
Yeah, I feel that.
That's all it says. It just says no. No. No.
Okay.
Best thing about going live is you can incriminate yourself and you can't take it back. So you got to be careful what you say. Danielle, queen of self-incrimination. What about yourself? Feelings for World? Your hot picks?
Yep. Gabriella for me, I have said it from the beginning. I think she's going to do insanely well. If not, I have a good. I don't want to curse things, and I don't want to, give
jinx.
It's hard.
Put the pressure on.
Yeah, you don't want to jinx it, but I just have a very, very good feeling about Gabriella. I don't really know too much about Basha. Is it Basha, his name?
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't really seen much from her per se, but I know that she's a very smart girl. She's a junior doctor. We've got a history of Miss World loving doctors in general. She seems like a very switched on girl, beautiful girl. I think she'll do very, very well. But I just have this feeling about Gabby. I don't know why. I've always felt it with Gabby. The very first time I met her, I couldn't take my eyes off of her. She just looks so ethereal. I think she needed some time to obviously grow into herself as a person, and now where she is now, I think she's in a perfect place in her life to become Miss World. I think she embodies Miss World. She just really does. So I've got a really good feeling about her. I also like Chile. I think she's a facially stunningly beautiful girl. I haven't seen too many interviews with her, so I don't know what she's like in person, like personality-wise. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens with Gabby. I think Scotland has a very good girl as well. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just really, because I've known Gabby for quite a few years and I've seen her journey, and seeing where she is now, and she's doing so well. Yeah, got a really good feeling about her.
Cool. Amazing. So it sounds like you guys are all feeling good about Gabriella's chances. I don't know when does World start? She posted, I think it was 2 sleeps to go, so it's starting very soon, right?
I think they leave Thursday or Friday.
Right.
Maybe Thursday.
It's funny actually, because I know Vanessa through Vanessa Miss World through my friend Marissa Butler. She was Miss World United States, and she shared a room with Vanessa, who was Mexico at the time. And I talked to her every now and then, and I said, look out for this girl in Miss Wales. I feel like she's going to win it. And the day after Gabby won, I got a message from Vanessa saying, your girl won. And I was just like, yep, got a good feeling. She's like, yeah, she looks really good. I was like, yeah, she does.
Yeah. She does really, for some reason that I can't quite pinpoint, but she does seem to fit what I believe a Miss World should be extremely well. I don't know exactly why I think that, but after interviewing her, I just feel that even more. She would be a perfect fit for them. But moving on to Miss Harriet, I just wanted to, obviously Harriet, I think international happened after we had our podcast last week. I can't honestly remember. But obviously Harriet did exceedingly well, cracking the top 5. So I don't think we need to discuss much in terms of, I mean, obviously we're very happy for her. But why don't we just, before we move on to the actual meaty topic that we wanted to discuss, do you guys just want to say congratulations to Harriet? Just record a quick message for her. Why don't we start with Danielle? No, we can't synchronize.
Harriet, you were incredible. You did the nation proud. It's been so exciting seeing your journey. You looked absolutely stunning, and you continue to bring this energy to Miss International. And just thought you were fabulous. And keep doing your thing. Come back and bring that energy over here. Tell everyone about your story.
Let the good luck rub off on everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Get it in here. We're a powerhouse now. UK's bringing it. So get the girls excited about when you hand over, and hopefully we can continue to place. You're setting the standard high now. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At the ripe old age of 18.
Amazing.
She is such an inspiration. She really is. She's gone from doing junior. She was junior team, wasn't she? Junior team GB.
Yes.
Then up to team, and then in Galaxy, and then now placing top 5 at Miss International. That is just an insane journey and so inspirational.
Yeah.
And for any girls that think that they can't age up a category and win, because I know there's a lot of girls out there that are maybe aging up from junior teen to teen, or from teen to Miss. See Harriet as someone that it is possible. You can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Lauren?
I just think for Harriet, it's the way that she's grown so much. She's matured so well. And at such a young age of 18, she's gone there and she's absolutely smashed it, competed with the best of the best. Like Philippines and Indonesia, like she was able to do that and to set such a good benchmark for everyone else now to look up to and be like, okay, that's what I need to do. That's how I need to go there and play the game and just have a good time as well. And I think she's really, really represented the UK very well. And I think it's just incredible to see how many people as well backed her and got behind her, and it was incredible. I think it's made such a positive move for pageantry within the UK. So thank you, Harriet, and for her mother Sarah for bringing everyone together. It's just been incredible, and congratulations.
Yeah. Miss Chapman?
Hello. Yeah, I think Harriet was just incredible. I watched the live feed of the finals, and she just stands out so much. She shone on that stage. She looked incredible. I was obsessed, like literally screaming as I was getting ready for work, trying to do my makeup, just like, how is this happening? You were amazing, Harriet. So congratulations again. You know that we're all very, very proud of you.
I knew we'd be bringing a crown home. I even said we're going to have a crown coming back, and we do. We have a little Mickey Moto, gorgeous little crown.
Danielle, you really need to start some sort of betting pool or something, because you seem to...
Pageant bet.
She knows everything.
I was going to say...
Yeah, but as soon as I'll say it out loud or place bets or whatever, I'll end up losing them. So I just, yeah.
All right. Because, I mean, us Australians, the old joke is that we like to bet on everything. You know, we'll bet on who's going to cark it first. So if you have a pageant betting pool, then it'll be a storm in Australia. We don't need to know what it's about. I think we bet, it's like cockroach race or snail race or something. Something. Yeah.
That's like extreme.
Aussies will bet on absolutely anything. I don't like it, but okay. Giovanni 63%, Sherry Hill's now on 13, and McDougall's 25. So if we were voting in a prime minister today, it would be Giovanni. I feel like I want to make a Brexit joke, but I'm not going to.
I will never win. I'm a Green supporter, so you know I used to be in the minority.
Oh, there's I don't know if you guys have seen, but here in Australia, basically my state, New South Wales and Queensland, we've had horrific bushfires. We've had like temperatures of probably 100 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees wind, and it's super dry. Most of the country's been in drought. I think there've been 300 homes burnt out. Thankfully, I mean, we have had 4 lives lost, but given how much land was actually burnt up, we were very lucky. And now I think people are beginning to realize that climate change is not a fantasy. Like, there are definitely things happening and we need to do something about it. So it actually really, I stay out of politics for the most part, but it really angers me when people say things like climate change is not real and that we need to discuss it more. It's like, no. But anyway, I don't want to get political. We'll leave that. But you brought up the Greens party, so I needed to jump in there. Okay, so this is what we actually wanted to discuss an hour or so later. But Lauren thought it would be... Well, actually, Lauren, I'll let you bring it up. So we're going to talk about the social media. Well,
yeah, so I thought it was a perfect time, obviously.
My computer is itching. Okay, so... all right. You can go now.
I thought it was a perfect opportunity because we have got, obviously, a previous teen title holder. And I think there's certain lines that can be crossed on social media from... I mean, from any age, really. It's not just teens. So I just wanted to talk about the do's and don'ts, really, of social media, certain images that shouldn't be posted, and just offering advice, really, to anyone that maybe doesn't see the judge's point of view from social media. So that's where I wanted to go with that.
All right. So what I have found is that, for example, one of my friends here competing in an international pageant, it was stated in her contract, and not by the international pageant, interestingly enough, but by her Australian director, she could not post any bikini photos, just flat out. So that's, I think, one. I think bikini photos are a big thing because, and I understand image-wise, but I also understand, especially here in Australia, going into summer, if you're a young girl and you're a model, you probably do have bikini photos, and some of them look amazing. Another person here, same pageant from a different country, was, this is the other flip side of it, was in the captions, not just what you post, but captioning it. And I think she said something along the lines of that she really wanted a sugar daddy to buy her stuff. And that was deemed to be highly inappropriate, and she was made to remove it. So
I'd say that is highly inappropriate.
It is, no matter what age.
Of course.
Yeah, I guess sometimes there's things that you just go, how on earth could you think that was appropriate? But I mean, in terms of the bikini photos, in terms of what is deemed appropriate or not, and we can't talk about any particular pageant like any particular pageant because we don't know what everyone's entered. But in terms of just general guidelines, what you guys do with your social and what you deem as appropriate and what's inappropriate, because I'm sure you have some photos and you're going, should I post it? Should I not? And you've actually had that sort of argument in your own head. Imogen, I probably will throw it to you. Lauren, you want to go first?
I
do want to get Imogen's opinion.
Relate to this, just because obviously handbooks are one things that you do get from your director, and I think one thing that was always said to us is, us don't be purposely posting those photos to where they look inappropriate. Like if you're round the pool on holiday with your family and you get a photo in your bikini, like that's fine, but don't just purposely go out of your way to like sexify a photo up to get likes on Instagram, basically.
I'll just bring you up to date with Facebook comments. So Chloe, and guys watching, if you have any particular questions or any input on how you manage your social media, I think that'd be super interesting. Chloe has said, don't post anything you wouldn't want your grandma to see.
I always say this as well, no matter what age you
are. And she's also said, don't post anything you wouldn't want a future employer to see. This is, I absolutely understand where Chloe's coming from. To play devil's advocate, there are people, and when I say devil's advocate, there are women who've told me, well, you shouldn't tell me how I should dress, and if an employer doesn't hire me because of what I decide to post, then that's discrimination. So I think it's very important, and this is one thing I really want, is an intelligent debate, not just one side saying we're right and one side is wrong. But Imogen, given that you are 20 or 20, how have you managed your social media? Obviously, being Miss Teen GB, you had a particular platform and you were specifically a role model, especially for the younger girls. Were there any considerations or guidelines that you had for yourself? What to post, what not to?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it is something that's really important. So when it came to being on holiday, I wouldn't, like Lauren said, go out of my way to have a picture in a bikini that was maybe not appropriate to post. Same as, I think the biggest thing that I've seen from teen finalists, not just in Miss Teen Great Britain, it could be in any pageant across the UK, would be the sort of alcohol party, maybe, and I always said, and I always was very open with the fact that I am 20, and when I won Miss Teen Great Britain, I was 19. So in the UK, the legal age to drink alcohol is 18. However, I am a role model to girls who are 16, 14, maybe even younger. So I'm not going to plaster my social media with me going out and drinking and like wearing ridiculously inappropriate outfits, because that's just not what I want to portray. Not that I do that anyway, but that's not what I want to portray. So for me, it was definitely something that was always really important. And who's that, Danny?
As my dad just came in with his golf clubs.
And I always made a very conscious effort to make sure that anything I posted, everything that I posted, was appropriate. And if there was anything that I was ever unsure about, I would check with Holly. But I think there was only ever one picture that I took that I wasn't 100% sure. And it was at Ashley Wild's 21st birthday party. Obviously, she's one of my best friends. And I went, and I think I had a picture with my boyfriend and I had a cocktail in my hand. And I thought, I want to post it because it's such a nice picture, but I don't know if I should. And Holly said, yeah, you can, like, it will be absolutely fine. But, I didn't.
And as well, you're still an adult. You're still at that legal age to drink. So there isn't an issue with it. I've sort of said it to myself that I'm not going to post things like that. So no, I'm not going to make an excuse just for that one picture. I would just save it till after.
Michelle, no, can you turn the lights back up, please, hon? Thank you, mate. Sorry, my sister's just playing with the lighting.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Alcohol is definitely the other big one. The friend that I mentioned,
was told is to delete all my photos of me with drinking alcohol. any photos of me, even as a miss, it was like delete all of them.
I think again, I don't know if this is devil's advocate or not, but I think it's also dangerous from the flip side that if you never, I'm not saying that you have to post photos of alcohol, but there is this extension of argument that goes, okay, you never post it, therefore you want people to think that you never drink, which for most of us is not true. Like, what do you guys think about the flip side? Like, not being able to post it and having to have this squeaky clean picture perfect. I'm not saying that any of your directors have said that, but isn't there an argument for the counter side as well?
I think having that situation where you having that situation where you want to be tagged in things, you don't want to post group pictures because someone's holding a beer, like, is almost like living a double life. And I never wanted to be involved in that. Because I think, like you say, we're all adults, we all drink, we all are in a bikini around the pool.
Well, I don't do the bikini, just to...
Well, yeah, I mean, each their own.
I mean, I've gotten to the point where now I go on holiday, I go to nice places. Of course, there's going to be photos of me in a bikini with maybe the background in it. Like, I think everyone's seen, like, my photos from Thailand. Yes, I'm in a swimsuit. Yes, you can see my backside, but there's no problem because the sea looks beautiful. Like, go and have a look at the sea instead.
Yeah. I think I got one of the big things for me in the summer recently was I went to Glastonbury. Amazing. Loved it. Totally up my street, like something that I've always wanted to do. And I thought, yeah, of course I'm going to go. I got a ticket and I was so excited. Danny knows I was over the moon. And I had the best time. And I was really nervous about posting pictures of me being at Glastonbury as a teen title holder. But then I thought, why would I bother to hide it? Because I am at Glastonbury and this is me. It's what I enjoy and it's what I'm like. It doesn't need to say I'm rolling around in the field completely drunk, because I'm not. So there's no point in me trying to cover it up as if what I'm doing is really bad. I made myself feel as if what I was doing was really, really bad. So
a lot of the time you feel like you're making yourself a target. For people's gossip.
Or maybe we're being a bit too critical on ourselves over it.
And that's when, like I say, it was Glastonbury for me that I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I am going to post a picture of me at Glastonbury, because why would I not? Because I am here. I'm not going to lie and say that I'm not here, because I am.
Yeah. Then there's a difference between posting a picture of your friends at Glastonbury than, posting pictures and videos of, drunken behaviour. There's a complete difference. Exactly. And also Glastonbury is a family event as well. There is children there. It's not like you went to an infamous festival that was known for, substance abuse. Do you know what I mean? So
I think there's a fine line, and it's just about. So if you're out having a drink, post it, but don't post a photo of you like throwing up, or if you were to get belligerently drunk, don't post that or post videos. I think there's a fine line on how to deal with these things. A nice sophisticated drink, or if you're at a festival, of course you're going to have plenty of photos. Like, those are memories, those are things to look back on and say, oh my God, I had an amazing time. But then also, if you are underage drinking, don't do it. Don't post photos of it.
Yeah,
like, because that is just a no. It's basically illegal to start off with.
What is illegal? Well, I mean, let's call it what it is. Because I mean, Hannah Golding has said, for example, on the Facebook, no underage drinking photos. And then she said, especially if you have loads of pageant people on your FB. She's also said statuses with loads of swear words. And I'll bring you up to date with. That. I don't like. I look. To be completely honest, I swear. Because sometimes it is
Me
just, especially social. Look, I actually have, and this is the flip side of it, to be completely real, and it doesn't bother me because I'm not a pageant queen. I don't have an image to protect, although obviously in an interview I won't swear. But when I was growing up, I believed swearing was a bad thing to do, so I never swore. I probably didn't say a swear word until I was in my teens somewhere. And then it was kind of like law of averages. I sort of flipped, and then every second word was a swear word. So now it's kind of like I find a balance. But I think it's extremely important, like Imogen was saying. It's like, especially at that age, and I think everyone finds their own balance. I don't think what works for Imogen or what works for Lauren or what works for Daniel would particularly work for anyone else. You have to find your own balance. But I think it's very important that you find what works for you, in terms of you feel that you can express who you are. You're not leading this double life where you're pretending that you never drink, you never go out to certain events when you do. But on the flip side, it doesn't mean that if you got too drunk and you're throwing up, like, no one wants to see that. I think you have to have a balance. I think some people flip their lid and go, well, I'm going to be authentically me, which means I'm going to curse all the time. And I'm going to post up whatever photos I want, basically implied nudity. And if you don't like it, then you're discriminating. I think everyone needs to find their own balance.
I always say and think, keep it classy, keep it clean. You know, that was my thing. Keep it classy, keep it clean. All of my friends on Instagram, I think they all serve that well.
Just in general in life, keep it classy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about balance, and being a good role model is about being able to show that you've got a good balanced life. Like, yes, I can go out with my friends, but then I can also get up on a Sunday and do some charity work. Like, it's all about having that healthy balance of social and community.
And also, it's like, I'm still a real person.
Like, I still go out with my friends and I still have a really good time.
I'm not a robot.
Like, come on, like,
not a pageant robot. Let me just bring you up to date with what Chloe has said, because Chloe's put a couple of longer comments in there. She said, when I was competing for Miss Teen GB from the age of 17 to 19, I was going through freshers at uni and didn't post a pic or reference to freshers until way after the comp had finished. But even now, I don't post a lot of photos of me drinking. I guess it is habit now. Which, I can understand that. She's also said, I am a stickler for people airing their dirty laundry on Facebook. I'm assuming you mean you're a stickler for people not airing their dirty... Yeah, she said, I've defriended people because I feel like they are airing too much or sharing intimate information that I feel I don't need to see if I know them solely as an acquaintance or only know of them from pageants.
I tend to delete people too. Like, if you're talking too much on Facebook, I'm like, bye.
I stopped accepting people on Facebook that I knew their name.
Had a reputation for.
I now only accept you on Facebook if I've met you and I've spoken to you and I know who you are. And because my Facebook was becoming overrun with pageant girls that I'd never even met. And it was crazy. So I was like, no, I have to stop, because I have no idea what's going on with my family or anything, or like, you know, relatives and distant friends. Like, I had to just go through and have a little bit of a clear out.
And I think, I don't know whether it's like my personal views, but I think as a parent and your child is doing pageants, you are also their role model. So if you're talking, you know, swearing a lot on Facebook or always have something to say or just airing too much, that is a reflection of your child within the pageants. Like, no judge, you don't want to add pageant people on your Facebook and then be effing and jeffing and talking badly about someone on Facebook, because I just don't think as a parent to a pageant girl that's maybe a junior or a little miss or a teen, like, it just doesn't look. So one thing I always said to my mum is, you remember, you're a reflection of me within the pageant world. I don't want people to be talking about you and saying, oh, have you seen what Lauren's mum's posted on Facebook? Not that she would, but it's just always something that me and mum have always gone by, is don't post too much on Facebook. I mean, I have been guilty of outing someone on Facebook before, but that needed to be done.
Some people need to I have noticed a pattern of maybe some of the older contestants. When they're competing, it's like butter wouldn't melt. But as soon as they're either, you know, they're not competing anymore, or, you know, let's say they didn't win or they've pulled out, and then you just find them bashing and effing and jeffing and like, oh, this is the real me. It's just like, then who was that person that was
thank goodness
nice person that,
because we would have hated that.
And it's just,
you know, the facade you can only keep it up for so long.
Absolutely. And like, you know, what if you want to go and compete again? Like, God knows how many screenshots are going to be of the certain statuses that get put out. Because, you know, we screenshot as a community, you know, we are pageant girls and it happens, you know. So yeah, just being really mindful of, don't just because I'm not competing now, I might compete next year, that you can go and F and Jeff on social media or share too much information. I've deleted people in the past.
Social media isn't a place to do it. If you have an issue with someone, you discuss it in private like adults, because we all are adults.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I just ask, we're having a cultural misunderstanding. What is effing? I know you probably can't tell me explicitly, but what's effing and jeffing? Jeffing?
It's like
Who's
swearing.
Jeff?
Effing is the F word.
My name is
and
Jeff.
Jeffing.
I know what effing. I can guess what effing is, but jeffing? Who's Jeff? Or what's
It just
Jeff?
rhymes.
Just rhymes.
Yeah, I think it's just like, it's probably one of those Cockney rhyming slangs.
Yeah, like
I was going to say, you're giving me nightmares about Cockney stuff again. Effing and jeffing.
Yeah, it's just rhymes.
Yeah.
God, okay. All right, I just needed to ask that. I want to bring it back to that role model thing, because I think one of the central arguments is that, okay, as a pageant queen, especially as a title holder, you are a role model. And if you pretend otherwise, then you're kidding yourself. And I think you need to take that seriously. But to give you a different example, there are professional athletes who have set very bad examples of what they've done very publicly. And then a journalist will ask them, well, as a role model, do you think that was appropriate? And they will say, well, I never said that I wanted to be a role model. So do you think in pageantry, everyone does have that obligation to be that role model? Like that's an unspoken, yes, you are a role model and you have to behave in a certain way?
It's kind of like you signed up for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You knew exactly what you were doing. And you signed up for that. You signed up for the younger generation to be looking up to you because you put yourself out there to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Although it was still really weird for me to come to terms with. Because I remember when I first entered Miss Teen Great Britain, and Emma was the reigning queen, and I remember looking at Emma when she walked into breakfast. I was like, Emma? Like, I remember being like that. And then at handover the other week, me and my mum went to breakfast, and someone did that to me, and my mum caught her going, and I was like, oh, God. So I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, because I was just as nervous as she was to meet her. And it took me ages to come to the realization that these girls have probably been following what I've been doing for the past year, and I've probably, hopefully, inspired a few of them in some way.
But then I also, because you are a role model, like, for example, with Poppy, like, I've mentored Poppy since she said she wanted to do pageants. And for me, like, when I'm talking with my mum and with Poppy's dad, and we're saying about my preparation for, like, an international pageant, and I'm talking about, like, my diet and how I have to go to the gym so much, I think Poppy kind of overheard those conversations, and that was in her mind that, oh, maybe I have to do that for pageants. And I'm like, no, you don't. That's just for me because I have swimwear. You don't. Like, that's nothing. Like, your metabolism is fine. Like, you are great. Like, and I think when you are a role model and talking about certain diets or maybe promoting diet supplements, I think that's when it can kind of get a bit too much. Like, I didn't ever want Poppy to overhear my conversations about my diets because it wasn't unhealthy. I was just, watching what I was eating, making sure I was going to the gym and working out and just making sure I was in overall good shape. But for maybe the younger ones to hear that, they might feel those sorts of pressures on them to do those certain things.
Yeah.
Like watch what the calorie count may be. And like, I think that's where we kind of, if you are doing that, you need to promote it in a healthy way.
Yeah. One of the things that I have seen change, because I've been working with teenagers and young women for probably the better part of 15, maybe even 20 years now. One of the things that I've really loved seeing is that some girls, particularly the more sporty ones, they watch what they eat, but it's not calorie counting anymore. I mean, the research, the science now shows if you actually restrict your caloric intake for any extended period of time, your body compensates because your body's intelligent. It's millions of years of evolution. It slows down your metabolism. so that when you do then start eating normally, you're going to put on the weight that you lost and then some. And that's what most people do. If you're talking yo-yo dieting, you're not going back to your weight, or you actually go, most people who diet often end up more heavier because they've done it in this way of, I need to restrict what I eat. But I love, like when I was interviewing Ashley, like she goes to the gym and she lifts hugely heavy weights. Jessica Barkley lifts hugely heavy weights, and yes, they're eating healthy, but it's not going, oh my god, I need to eat lettuce, I can't have the pasta.
It's about moderation. Everything in moderation.
Yeah, and I think also it's like you decide again what you're willing to do. Like coming back to the role model, it's like every pageant also has its different expectations of its title holders.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It depends on your pageant that you're entering. Look, if you're going into Miss Universe, they love a strong body. They kind of like the, Victoria's Secret, maybe with a bit more muscle physique. They want someone that looks strong and lean. That is kind of what you need to achieve. That is just what works there. When it comes to teens, we're not looking at your body. We're looking at who is going to be the best role model there for the girls their age. So if there is swimwear, for as a judge, they're looking at your confidence on stage. They're not looking and scrutinizing the way your body
how many abs, how many six packs.
It's not about that. When you're in a teen or a teen category, it's really not about that. It's all about, I always look neck above when it comes to teens in swimwear, because I want to eyes, and I want to know that they are living their best life. And I know there is there's a bit of controversy over teens competing in swimwear. Now, I have no issue with teens competing in swimwear. What I will say is practice your performance so you're not so it looks clean and elegant and you look like you're having fun, and also pick a swimsuit that flatters you, that still looks teen appropriate. This is probably the number one thing that makes judges mark down. Inappropriate swimwear. Wear a one piece, wear a tankini, don't feel like you have to stand up and look like a miss on stage to win. In fact, that will go against you if you try and look like too much like a miss on stage in a teen category.
When I have been a judge at several pageants, I can tell you that those sometimes, at least, it's written down sort of on the judges' agreement that I had to sign, is that you will not judge people down based on their body. So, and I think it's very important that we explicitly state that, and I think it's very important that Danielle says that, because it's one thing to hear that coming from the outside, but a lot of humans, we're constantly criticizing ourselves for how we look. We go in the mirror and we look at the mirror and go, oh my god, this is wrong, that's wrong. I have an acne thing here, I have my eyebrows here, and it's you need to be able to, I don't think we can ever stop that, but I think you need to catch yourself and be able to turn it down sometimes.
And that was the one thing that I was so stressed about, is the way I looked going into an international pageant with acne and suffering that badly with it. One thing that I was told is, oh, just be careful they don't see you without makeup on, because they might just send you straight to the hospital to get it sorted, or make sure your body's in good shape, because they will, the fans will just laugh at you. Make sure you're not seen without makeup. And I was just like, oh my god, this is so much pressure on me, and I'm really suffering with my skin. But in the end,
and for a teen to have to deal with that,
that was, if that was me back when I was 16 or 17, I would have probably just cried and said, okay, I'm not going. Because at the end of the day, like, that's why we need to start showing more of the real side of things. We're not all perfect. We all have our flaws. We all have our hang-ups, and being that role model to the younger generation is about showing that to them. And instead of showing them this perfect image that some maybe social media influencers do, we're that real role model that they can look up to say, actually, I see that girl in real life all the time, and actually she's far prettier than maybe as she edits her photos or when she's got no makeup on. Like, I've seen her with no makeup on. Oh my God. Like, there's just a certain level that we have to show to them. We have to really kind of bear all and be authentically us and not hide anything or edit our photos or change too much about ourselves. Is because at the end of the day, pageant girls are the most accepting girls you'll ever meet, and everyone loves everyone.
For the most part. Anyway, let me got to keep it real, right? Nothing is perfect. As soon as we have people involved, you're always going to find one or two bad eggs.
Of course, not everyone's going to like
always.
everyone, but it's
always a couple
about
of
keeping a
rotters.
level of professionalism.
Yeah, I know there are plenty of, well, not plenty, but there's certainly people who don't like me. So you be in pageantry anytime. When you find people who are
Don't worry,
unsupportive,
there's a
you
lot
just
of people that don't like me too.
we should talk. How many people dislike us? Let me just bring you up to speed with the Facebook comments. Hannah Golding has said, yes, as soon as you win a title, you're a role model for others for sure. That's
Of
what sets
course.
pageant girls apart. And I agree. Like it's different to
I'd
other
say it's slightly
industries.
different for sports. Definitely
Yeah.
different to sports, because that's your sport. You know, that's something you do day in, day out. Yeah, you've got to be mindful of how many people are watching, and you are going to have young eyes and you looking up to you. So you should be mindful. You should be a role model. But then again, look at it. It's your job at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
I think with pageantry, you put yourself on a pedestal there to be looked up at. So you should just, you know, be a good citizen.
I mean, having said that, the sports people that I most admire are good role models as well. Like, I mean, obviously I love tennis because I coach tennis, and people like Roger Federer and Rafael
I love
Nadal.
Federer.
I mean, he's so classy, and he's probably, I mean, he's one of the most, there was a global poll, I think run by businessmen, like CEOs, and they were asked, which figure in the world would you trust the most? And I think it was Nelson Mandela came first and Roger Federer came second. It was something to that ridiculous level. And as much as he might play tennis, he also conducts himself on and off court in a very classy manner. And that's also who he really is. He's not afraid to laugh at himself. So I think regardless of the industry, if you can be a role model for younger people, I mean, God knows we need it, right?
Yeah.
Louise has said, this is Louise Imogen's mum, you are a role model and you should act the same whether you're on stage or off, in public or on Facebook, in your Rio?
I think she means
in
room.
your room.
I did read that.
Thank you.
And I was like, I think she means room.
I thought she meant like whether you're on Facebook or whether you're in Rio. It's like, well, what happens in Rio stays in Rio. Hannah Golding has also said, yes, diets never work. It's more a healthy lifestyle, and yes, girls, don't be afraid of the weights. Yeah, absolutely. I honestly think if you want to lose weight, hitting weights is probably one of the best ways to do it, because you put on muscle and then you boost your metabolism, and then you're stronger and you can face life's challenges. Okay, so I don't know.
And then you can eat pasta because you are working out.
Yes, this is
And
true.
Mine is just the lack of motivation to get me in the gym.
Well, that means that, oh God, there's my gardener outside, so apologies if you can hear that. And he's completely disrupting me. Or the gym. Like, if you need to get in shape and you don't like the gym, I think it's really important you find what works for you. Not everyone's a gym bunny. Like, if you said the only way to get in shape was for me to be on a treadmill 24 hours a day, I think I'd just give up. I'm not a treadmill person.
I work for a gym, and I'm not necessarily the most gymmy kind of person. I do love my gym though. But if you're training, I'm gonna give you some training advice now, because obviously, you know, profesh. You have to change up your workouts. If you're doing the same thing all the time, say for example, you're running on a treadmill 45 days every single day, your body gets used to doing that exercise and you'll stop seeing results. So it's always good to change it up. I always recommend doing some yoga, changing up, doing some weightlifting. Always test your body different from how you did the day before, because that's the only way you're going to see results. If you're doing the same thing every day, it's boring and you will stop seeing results.
I think I would much prefer if you could have chicken nuggets after the gym. That would give me the motivation that I need.
I mean, if you're working that hard, you deserve the chicken nuggets.
You do, don't you? I think that's where it is. But then if I have chicken nuggets, I need a Big Mac and I need a double cheeseburger.
Or maybe just don't have the fries. Maybe have what's the little pack they do?
The fruit pack.
The fruit pack. Or the carrot sticks instead of fries.
You can have the carrot sticks and chicken nuggets, but that's a compromise.
Thanks.
So you can have your chicken nuggets.
Yay! I'll go to the gym tomorrow then, just for chicken nuggets after it.
Oh, I think we've lost the audio on Adrian.
Okay, the guy is out there with a chainsaw, so I'm going to mute myself when I'm not talking. But maybe I'll take this as a sign to wrap things up because we have been on for a while. So I'm going to just ask you guys what you've got on in Imogen's case for the sort of the rest of the year, and then in Danielle and Lauren's case, what you guys have got coming up. So Imogen, why don't you let us know about what you got coming up? And whilst you're doing that, I'm going to mute myself so you guys don't have to listen to the dulcet tones of a chainsaw. Imogen, go.
I don't have loads coming up. I am looking forward to Christmas. I've got a little bit of time off just before, so I'm going to head to London. I'm going to see Danny. I'm going to hopefully see some of the other girls as well, like Janima. Yeah, I'm just going to have fun, and then it'll be Christmas, and then it'll be the new year, and who knows what's going to happen.
Sounds exciting.
Lauren, go.
So I fly to Thailand on Wednesday. So I will be, obviously, like I said before, doing some material shopping, fittings, seeing my friends, going out, having a good time. And then I don't think I'm going to be here for next week's podcast because I have a feeling it'll be 5 a.m. and I'll be fast asleep. We'll try and see what happens.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a button to mute myself and I keep pushing it and it doesn't work. I was going to say, you're going to miss Olivia next week then.
I know, and my roommate.
Well, I will put a what photo would you like to replace you next week then?
Oh yeah.
I'll send you a nice photo from Thailand if you want.
I could, or I could
just to
just
make
put.
you all jealous.
Can we not just stick Lauren's face on your cat?
No, Lauren keeps saying, please don't replace me, please don't replace me. So I feel what would be a really good thing would be just in where Lauren's rectangle is just to put like a job application title there saying wanted new host.
No. I booked it off as a holiday, okay? I'm entitled to a holiday.
You don't get holiday pay.
Yeah, you don't get holiday pay, sick leave. Like when you work for yourself, you never get a holiday.
I'll cry.
Lauren, it's okay. Oh my God, it's a joke. Like you actually look upset. It's a chill. She's like, I'm taking a holiday. Please don't replace me. I'll be heartbroken. That's actually what you wrote as a message. Though. Yeah. FOMO. Well,
fear of missing out.
We'll still add you into the group, the chat group, before we go live.
Thanks. I'll come up with some ideas that you should talk about. Maybe you can talk about the really juicy stuff so I won't get in trouble.
Oh, good. Right. You want us to do the heavy lifting for you whilst you're not on. Yeah, no. If you want to bring up those topics, you bring them up yourself. Okay. Danielle, what have you got going on?
Working all week. Probably going to get my nails done on Wednesday night, which is great because they're a mess. And then I fly to Milan on Friday. So I'm going to be there for a long weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I need to figure out what I'm doing for my Sunday service because I will be in Milan for that. So anyone know how I can help anyone in Milan? Let me know. Because I'm a bit stumped on it. I've been looking into things. I'm sure I'll figure something out while I'm there. I'm not going to let this one slip. I'm going to, I've dedicated this, challenge and I'm going to see it through. So I shall be doing some good in Milan somewhere.
That reminds me, you need to catch up still with some of your pageant intro videos again, don't you?
I've got one more to go. It's not one, but it's 2 in 1. I need to post it. I've just been so busy. And I'm trying to put time for me in my life as well. Like I do not have a love life. I need to dedicate some time for this as well.
On that Tinder grind.
God, no. So
not Tinder, please.
No.
Anything but pass. Tinder.
I'll swipe left on Tinder. Thank you very much. But yeah, I just need to have a life as well and socialise and see my friends because I'm doing so much in the run up to Galaxy. I've definitely neglected other aspects of my life, which I probably need to put some time towards.
Yep. and Lauren wanted to talk about work-life balance. And as I said, I am probably the worst person to preach to anyone how to balance your work and life, because for me, it's work. I
don't think pageant girls have balance.
I think in the lead up to a pageant, it's fair if your balance is a bit out of whack. But I think if that's ongoing and that's how you live your life, that's not a healthy thing.
If we feel like we're not doing enough, though, we feel guilty.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not guilty. It's just like you want to make the most of this time. You realise you probably like, if you're a queen, you've got 1 year. You want to do as much as you can.
It's always been drummed into my head that because you won, you had that responsibility to do as much as you can, because the people that didn't win would probably do more than you. And it's like, oh, okay, sorry about that, but I'm doing my hardest.
Yeah.
And then in the run up to a pageant, you want to prove to everyone that you are worthy of the title, because you look at how hard you have worked in the run up, and that is just how hard you're going to work when you're a queen. You have to prove yourself, you get the crown. So, regardless if you're competing or you've got the crown, you just want to be working as hard as you can, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's hold it there. Let's thank Imogen for her time and for being our guest.
Thank you. That's okay. Thank you for having me.
And thanks to everyone for watching. Oh, the final results. Oh, results. I can talk. I haven't had breakfast. The results. The results of which designer would make the best prime minister to solve our Brexit problem. 44% Giovanni, 33% Sherry Hill, and 22% McDougall. Wow, Sherry Hill made a comeback, but Giovanni takes the crown. No pun intended, Giovanni. Okay. All right, 44, 33, and 22. Okay, cool. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you for all those comments. Apologies, I sometimes take a while to get to them, but I'm absorbed in what my co-hosts are saying and our guest. But thanks for watching. Next week, as I said, we'll have Olivia McPike, our lovely Scot, on, and I will... Every time I think of Olivia, I just start imitating her accent. Badly, I will say Olivia, but...
it's going to be an interesting one next week.
Yeah, we'll have Lauren going, actually, I'll be on. And be like, no,
you said you weren't going to be on. Me just like this.
Screen grab.
Oh, it's recording the whole thing. I'm just going to take that and put it on my Instagram story without any context.
People are going to be commenting like, is Lauren okay? Think about Lauren's frozen.
The worst thing, Imogen won't know this, but one time we were, it was before we had started recording, and Lauren had actually dropped out of the call for some reason. I couldn't remember. I think she went to fix something, and her video was there but frozen, and she was frozen with that expression, that sort of quizzical / no idea what's going on. Danielle didn't even realize that Lauren had frozen. She thought Lauren was actually still there.
No,
and she goes,
no, it was Danielle. It happened to Danielle, didn't it?
What happened to you as well? You've both done it to one another. You've both just watched the other person sitting there still and gone, she's really she's looking really quiet and she hasn't said much. Like, yeah, she's not there.
Well, you're all right, babe.
You just pose with that, like, this sort of... that look on your face.
Have I right now?
Yeah, yes, you have. All right, speak of the devil. All right, let's hang up because Imogen's face is frozen. I'll keep you guys on the call for just a sec, but thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you next time. Hey guys, it's Adrian again. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and remember to head over to pageantlaunch.com and join the launch team for our pageant review site. All you need to do is put in your email address. Thanks, and speak to you next time.